Hello everybody, welcome back to our CSS training. Today we will be looking at we will continue on our work on our CSS training, in which we are dealing with text on CSS text. So last class we treated lines, line height, letter spacing, and word spacing. So today in this video we'll be looking at text shadow. Vertical align, and text animation or animation. So let's go to our CSS page. So now here I want to give this my right class a shadow, and my left class also a shadow of, that is the right class of h1 and the left class of h1 that are below here, that are down here, in which the content inside the elements are, I said this is a heading, so I want to give this is a heading, I want to give it a shadow below. So firstly I will declare my selector, which is right. Then my curly bracket. Then my declarator, I'll say text shadow. Text shadow column. Now, for me to declare my text shadow, firstly I will declare the number of horizontal height I want to give to the text shadow. Let me say 3 pixel. It comes in pixel. Then space, then followed by the height or the width of the vertical shadow. Then let me give it 3 pixel also. 3 pixel. Then the blurriness, the blur radius, okay, before that let me first give it color. Then the color, that blur radius is optional. The blur radius is optional, so it's, you might put it there, you might not put it there. So let's first go directly to the one that does not have the option of blur radius. So let me give it a let me give it a color and say green. Let me say green. So let's go to our CSS, our HTML page, and view it in our app. So do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see the shadow below it? So now I want to change the color. Let me see. H4D F F2 8F. So let me check it. Let me check the color to give us. Now, so I think so that this one is actually very clear. So now let's give it a blur radius. Let me say 6 pixel. That one too comes in pixel. The blur radius is 6 pixel. So let's go and view it. Did you see that? Did you see that? Let me increase the blurriness and say 9 pixel. So did you see that? So I can also, even under that, under the same shadow, I can also add another shadow. Sorry. So I will just give it semicolon. Then I will declare another text shadow. Let me say the horizontal. Let me say the horizontal shadow should be 4 pixel. Then the vertical shadow should be 6 pixel. 6 pixel. Then the blurriness should be 8 pixel. No, I said 8 pixel. Then the color, let me say ash FC FC EF DF. Okay, let's view it. This is not really clear. So do you see that? So in continuation, so let's move to the next thing, which is um vertical align. So here where I have the class of indent, so I want to give it let me use the ID of rows. I want to give it a vertical line. The vertical line also works like the line height is also the numbers of spaces, the number of distance between a word to the next word, between a line to the next line below it. So it also works like the same. It also works like line height, but is not line height. So the wideness of the spaces in between the line height of each sentence in each line, so are always determined by what? Vertical align. So let's see it. So I'll say hash rows, then my curly bracket, then I'll say vertical align column. Let me use 30 pixel. Then let's go and view it. So do you see it? So let me go and increase it. Oh, sorry, I used 3 pixel. So do you see that? I used 3 pixel before, now it's 30 pixel. So that is the difference. So now let's move to the next one. So I want to give it animation. So I will use this rows ID also the same thing. So for you to give it animation, this vertical align is always best used for animation. It's always best used for animation. So because if you be the one to determine the distance between the animating object to the next object above it, as in the distance between the animating object before when it is moving. So the distance between it to the next object at the top, and the distance between it to the next object below. So it's always been determined by the vertical align. So let's see how it will go. Let me declare it again. Rows, then my curly bracket. I'll say vertical align 30 pixel, then semicolon. Now I will now declare my animation column. Then I'll say my moves. Then after declaring my move, then I will declare the number of seconds for the animating object to move, for the number of seconds for it to move from one place to another. So let me say 6 seconds. Then I will declare it to be infinity, that it should be unstopped. So now after that, I will go to another line, then declare a keyframe for my move. Then I'll say at keyframe my move, then my curly bracket, then I'll give it number of percent. I will say 50%, 50%. And come here, I want to plug my phone. So at keyframe my moves, then the curly bracket, then I'll say 50%, then I'll open another curly bracket and say vertical align 20 pixel. Now the first vertical line at the top here is declaring the number of distance between the upper object to the animating object, and this new vertical line is declaring the number of distance or spaces in between the animating object and the object below it. Now let's go and check. Something's